And so one of the things that I heard is that there is a good value that you need to put on your team when it pertains to going through this process. And Bradberry, I'm coming to you. What role has your team played, if it's either attorneys, advisor, business manager, when it pertains to assessing deals, getting clarity on opportunities? If you could share that with our audience, especially the athletes that have some opportunities in front of them, but they may have yet to put together the team that they can trust.
Yeah. So Tyrone, you did a great job. That's gonna be hard to follow up.
Appreciate you.
Because you pretty much hit everything. But yeah, honestly, I didn't really have a team set up when I first got in the league, or even when I was in college. Like I said, I went to a small school, so my mind wasn't even thinking about all that. I was just trying to initially just worry about making it there first. And even when I got there, I was worried about staying there. And I think that's important too, along to go with what Tyrone said. But like when I went from Carolina to New York and I started making a whole lot more money, that's when like my agent started helping me get my team together. And of course, when you first get in the league, you got to find an agent. So finding someone that you can trust, that you don't feel like it's going. I mean, it's kind of hard for agents to steal money from you nowadays. But like even like now in college with NIL, these guys are like asking for 20% of the money that they're getting, which I think is crazy because in the league you can only get up to 3%. But of course, they don't have rules in college right now. So finding somebody that you feel like is not going to try to, what word can I use, cheat you out your money, that's first and foremost. And then when I found my agent and I started making more money, I didn't really have a whole lot of marketing deals because nowadays anybody can be a social influencer. And now brands are starting to work with people that don't even play sports. I'm not going to say they don't have a talent, but they do have a talent. Like they're good with using media to their advantage. They're good with being personable and whatnot, which I had to grow accustomed to, when I became a bigger brand, from making a Pro Bowl, being an All-Pro. So I had to be in front of the camera a lot more and start speaking a lot more. So I had to get comfortable with that. And then that's when I kind of started getting marketing deals. Like I was with Hoka for the past 2 years. One, because I was an All-Pro. But two, because I had a good social following from what I was posting and whatnot. People were tuned in to what I was doing. And I would say my marketing person at the time helped me with that, just pushing the envelope. I got into fashion a little bit. I had a friend from Birmingham that was helping me put my outfits together, and brands started paying attention to that, started sending me more deals and started sending me more clothes and whatnot. So yeah, and then I also hired a business manager because then, I became a bigger name in the NFL. I was coming back home a whole lot, and people that had startup businesses or they just wanted me to invest in them, when you start talking about like percentages and LLCs and stuff like that, that was going way over my head because they were in a field that I knew nothing about as far as like I didn't know anything about real estate. I went to school for sports administration. They didn't teach me anything about real estate in there. They didn't teach me anything about banking. So I had to learn all throughout the process. But, through building my first house with a name that's pretty prominent in Birmingham, Regina Van Williams, she kind of became my business manager, and she started teaching me about all these things like in real estate and also banking and percentages and how people are going to try to approach me with deals and, how they going to throw these words around, throw these numbers around. It's going to make it sound good, but at the end of the day, you got to go under like that thin layer of skin and get like deep down in there and figure out what they really bringing in, the revenue that they bringing in, and how much they gonna profit versus what I'm gonna end up getting, how long it's gonna take for me to get my money back, and also start making a profit off of that. So yeah, man, it's through trial and error. But first and foremost, I feel like you just gotta trust the person and try to find and understand that they're good people at the end of the day.
Yep.
That's good. That's good. That's great feedback. Great. Give James Bradberry a round of applause. It's really good insight.